Hello everyone, I hope to be seen and to be heard. I'm happy to help today's topic tonight. Hope you will enjoy my presentation and hope you like the topic. At the beginning, of course, as usual, I would like to pray for us and then we come to the discussion. Dear Father, thank you for this beautiful day and for this opportunity that we can be together, maybe partially together. Thank you that all of us are still healthy and are doing fine. Thank you for your love and your mercy, and bless our further days, weeks, and our lives. Amen. So, and the topic of my presentation today is, what do you need to know about the time? I'm sure all of you know a lot about the time, and there are actually not a lot of new things that you might not know, but still I had some ideas and some thoughts for the last days, maybe weeks, and I would like to share them with you today. And maybe we can discuss it later together too. And I would like to start with a little survey. Of course, I will not ask all of you today right now, but just try to answer this question for yourself, or maybe try to answer this question in your groups where you are. If you are watching us online, you can text message us if you have any questions. We'll be happy to answer. So the question is, how would you spend your time if you knew you had 7 days to live? And this question I took from their book, and this book has a name. It is The 7 Last Days, and this book also had answers. There were 3 types of answers, and we will read 3 answers. And then at the end of this discussion, we will come back again to this point, and we will try to answer actually which answer was the best. But after we talk about today's topic. So the first variant was, maybe it was the first person, one person who said, if I had 7 last days of my life, I would try to travel as much as I could. I would eat the best food, and I would also try some extreme kinds of sport, because maybe this person was liking this kind of extreme kind of sport, and maybe this person was always afraid, okay, what if I die? But now if I know that I die in 7 days, so it does not really matter. At least I have tried this kind of fun, this kind of joy or extreme. Another person said, I would stay this time with my family, with my close friends. I would ask for forgiveness, maybe some people I might hurt, my relatives. I would also do charity things. I would give my money for charity, maybe divide them between like children and grandchildren. I would like to put my life somehow in order, so it has a good end, so it has kind of meaningful end, so it has a sense. And the third person said, I would plant a tree. And which answer of these 3 is actually the best answer? We cannot say right or wrong. There is no right or wrong answer, but is theoretically the best. We will know at the end of this discussion. But now, as you know, we Christians always go to Bible because we believe actually that the Bible is a great instructor of our life. And if we want to know about something important, we ask Bible, and we believe that there we can find truth. So I have collected 3 texts from Bible, and I will discuss them with you. The first one is the first point. Why do we need to pay attention about the time? Why do we need to talk about the time? Why do we need to appreciate the time? The first text says, "So teach us to number our days, that we might get a heart of wisdom." Actually, the author says, the author means here that teach us to appreciate the days, to count them correctly, to live the days in a wisely way, so we do not lose them. Maybe this author was noticing that, okay, I live my life, the days are passing by, maybe nothing important happens, maybe I don't know what will be tomorrow, and this person was just asking God, give me wisdom about these days, because I see this life is kind of very brief, very short, everything goes so fast, everything flows, and my life is not at the same point all the time, is moving all the time. So give me the wisdom to appreciate the days and actually to live them correctly. What I think is actually a very good point. It is a very good skill to know how to live their life, the days, with wisdom. Another point, another text I read is, "Yet you do not know what tomorrow will bring. What is your life? For you are a mist that happens for a little time and then vanishes." What I highlighted here is, you do not know what tomorrow will bring. The Bible tells us, oh, like people, maybe you do not know what tomorrow will bring. And it means that you have to appreciate what you have today. You have today, and it is in your control. It is in our actual control. The interesting thing about life is we can predict, we can plan something, but theoretically, but practically, we do not even know what will be in 1 second. We do not know what will be tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. Actually, I do not even know if I will be able to finish this presentation today. I don't want to make anyone scared or worried too much, but yeah, this text in Bible tells us, that your life is very short. It's very short. It appears and then it disappears. It reminds me when I talk to some grannies, some grandparents, like older people, they always say, "Oh, this life was like just so fast. This was like a movie. It just showed up, and now I'm old, and I don't know when was it, and I don't know what did I do. It was just so fast." So that is the point actually of this text here, and that is the point. Why do we need to appreciate the time? Because we do not actually know what will be tomorrow. And the third point is, therefore be careful how you walk, not as unwise men, but as wise, making the most of the time, because the days are evil. Therefore be careful how you walk is not actually about real walking. It's about, I think, it's about how you walk through the life, have your it is like how the way you live your life. And it says, just live it not like unwise people do, but like wise, making the most of your time. And the next point I highlighted was because the days are evil. And actually I was interested why it's written in the Bible that the days are evil. And I was trying to find the answer for this. And on the next slides, I will share with you what I found, why the days are evil, and why it is important for us to know why the days are evil, what can we do against them, and why does Bible tell us at all, be careful because the days are evil. So, the days are evil because the world we live in is not actually constructed, is not the order of is this world. The purpose of this world is not to use the time wisely, and especially this world does not have a lot of space for purposes of spirituality. We can notice like everything is just rush around us, a lot of problems, and if you do not make time for yourself to think about these spiritual things, to these kind of important things, this world, it's very difficult to happen it like without effort for that. Also, why the days are evil is because there are great thieves of time. I put here this picture, and actually there are many examples of thieves of our time. Of course, some of them are good things like studying, work maybe, but of course some things are just stealing our time. And the most dangerous thing is that we don't even really know by doing something that it can be just waste of time. We realize it after some time, maybe after years, and we are like, okay, why did I do it? Why have I been doing that or this or that? It was just a waste of time. But at that point when you are doing it, it's very actually difficult to realize that, okay, it's just a waste of time. That is why there are a lot of thieves of the time. And the third point is the natural course of our minds, our bodies, our world, and our days leads us toward evil, not toward Christ-likeness. It's actually a very important thing because, our bodies, our world, like, our bodies always want to rest, to have some relaxed time, and not to work hard. Our bodies do not like discipline. Our minds like to walk, to think something maybe not always good for us, very often not something good for us. In our world, the rush, the work, the job, the daily routine, our full days of like this kind of little things, everything filled, and there is very often no place for God. There is often no place for spirituality, no place for something important. And that is why the days are evil. But there is a good point. We can actually fight these evil days. We can find the bad days, these stealers, these thieves of our time. And how can we do it? Is that we, first of all, we can discipline our thoughts. Otherwise, they will be unproductive at best, and they will be evil at worst. It's actually very known for everyone, like when you just give freedom to your thoughts, when you do not stop yourself, it can go farther and farther. At some point, we have to discipline our thoughts. We have to say, okay, enough of that. That is not true. That is not good. And that is why sometimes, like very often, there is evil in this world. People do not stop themselves. People just go farther and farther. They cross borders, and they have very bad results. Also, our bodies are inclined to ease, so we should practice self-control. If you know what is procrastination or things like that, you might understand me. It's very difficult actually to win our own body. It's actually very difficult to... We always feel like, oh, I'm tired. Yes, we are tired very often, but our body by its own nature is not very actually liking work, and we have to self-control to overcome ourselves again and again in order to achieve something, in order to pass exam, in order to study, and so on. And the better we learn it, the better it is, the better our life is, the in better situation we are in with our studies, and so on and so on. And the most important things is that actually is written in Bible that God says, set your mind on the things above. Otherwise, like it's already a comment, these evil days will keep us from becoming godly, from becoming spiritual. Yes, we can discipline ourselves very good. We can have very good self-control. But if our mind, our goals of our lives are set somewhere on this earth, somewhere in these troubles and the problems, then we lose the main goal, the main this hope that is a way to the heaven, to the God actually. And that is why Bible says, like, among that good things that you do, don't forget to set your priorities on the right place. So, and when we set our priorities, when we set our mind above things on this earth, then we have an opportunity to look at our problem and at our different issues and our daily routine not from the inside but from above, and then we can maybe find easier solution, better solution. Maybe then we can actually understand, okay, those problems are not that important nowadays. There is something more important, and maybe just stepped over something. And that I find is very good point for which is connected to the time. If we set these priorities in the right place, we do not lose time. What is actually is our life. We do not waste our life. There was one more place in Bible when it says about their understanding of the importance of the time. You can see in the picture Jesus sitting on the it's not Jesus actually, it's just a picture, but it is described in a way Jesus is looking on the Jerusalem, and it is drawn like this because of this text from the Bible. As he approached Jerusalem and saw the city, he wept over it and said, "If you, even you, had only known on this day what would bring you peace. If you, even you, had only known on these days what would bring you peace." I mean, it says that Jesus was even crying when he was looking on the city, because this place was written like this was said in 1 week before Jesus had to be killed, had to be risen on a cross, had to be put on the cross, and he understood that is the end of my life here on this earth. And so many people did not understand the importance of time. Like, some people were still waiting for Messiah, and they did not actually come to him. The God was walking on the streets with them, was so close as never before, and they even did not understand that. So they did not understand the importance of the time. It was a unique time, and they lost their opportunity. They could just bring their sorrows, their problem, and just to get this new life with peace in their hearts in Jesus, and they lost it, this opportunity. The point I'm talking about this now is that it's also important to understand the importance of the time where we are now. And it brings us to the next slide, where say what says, why do young people need to think about last days? Maybe you will ask me now, okay, we all are young here. We are far from our retirement even. We're just students. We're just at the start. Why do we need to think about it? It's because I really believe that the time, like in our 20s, in our 30s, is the time when we lay the foundation of our lives. It is the time when we have to understand the importance of our time right now. Because we now can set the right priority for our lives, so our lives at the end will be much easier. Nowadays we get our education, so we give a special path to our life. We can easily form our habits. We'll easier learn discipline or self-control. It's easier for us right now to change something in our characters. And for example, it's easier to start eating healthy than to start eating healthy in 70. I don't know, maybe it's also easy to start eating healthy at 70s, but it will make much more sense if we start doing it right now, just as an example. Or going to gym will bring us much more sense if we start doing this now than if we start doing it being old. The same is some spiritual principles. If we set the right priorities now, if we have a good foundation right now, we can avoid many and many mistakes in our life. And at the end of the life, we will be much happier, and we can fulfill our purposes easier. That is what I believe. And we Christians believe that the right foundation is only in Jesus Christ. That is the best foundation of our life. And there are many places in the Bible, like many promises, when God says, if you come to me, if you give your life, I will make it great. You will not be sorry about it. And I have chosen some places. For example, here Isaiah says, but those who wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. In other words, you will run. Maybe your life will be right, but you will not be tired. You will have this understanding. You will have this seeing of the important things, and it will be much easier for you. You will be strengthful, you will be motivated, and you will be strong as an eagle. That is what God promises us. Another word is just, as in Psalms says, commit your way to the Lord, trust in Him, and He will do. In other words, just trust me your life. Give me your life, like, just put it in my hand, and you will see I will not betray, you will not lose, you will win. I will make you prosper, I will make you great. It's just you don't need to be scared and trust me. And there are many, many, many places like that in Bible promises. And that also brings us to the point where we started our discussion. This actually not discussion, my monologue. Anyway, how would you spend your time if you knew you had 7 days to live? And the author of the book I mentioned before says that the best answer is to plant a tree. If you remember, there was one answer with something like traveling and eating good food. Another was like charity and asking for forgiveness. And he says why it is better to plant a tree. Because 7 days you cannot actually fulfill your life in 7 days. If this person said, I will just plant a tree, it can be meant that the life of this person was good enough. Every day of this person was fulfilled with certain purpose, people, filled with goods, with good things, and this person would not actually change anything if this person knew, okay, only 7 days left, because the life was in order, because there was a peace with everyone, because the person was not scared, or there is afterlife, or what will I do there? And if this person was just saying, okay, I will just live this last day exactly the same way I used to do it before. And that is also actually the perfect conclusion, the perfect scenario, what could happen. Because to be honest, like if you had 40, like 70, 100 years, and what are those 7 days? Nothing. You cannot change nothing. That is why the point of this presentation was to highlight, maybe to mention how important is to appreciate the time that we have right now. How important is to appreciate the time when we are still young, and when we make any decisions, actually, how it is important to remember always that we don't know what will be later, and how it's important actually at the end of your life understand that everything was just great. You would not change even anything, and you're not sorry about anything, and that your life is not wasted. That was my point of my presentation. I hoped you liked it. There was in a last slide what I actually talked just right now. What else would you do if you are like in peace with God and as happy as this young man? And if you have any questions about the topic, about any comments, you are welcome to contact, to text, let us know. We'll be happy to discuss, to answer you. We hope that you enjoyed. We hope that you stay healthy. We hope also to see you soon. And about further events, we cannot actually announce anything right now. The further events you will be notified in Telegram and WhatsApp or WeChat groups, where we usually send our notifications, because of Corona times we actually cannot plan anything right now, but we will be in touch. So have a good conversation, have a good night, and stay healthy. Hope to see you very soon. Bye bye.